This is CelebrityPlus. I am your host for today. Now don't go anywhere because if you do, you'll be missing a lot. DJ GOSPORELLA says so. You know how I do? Be right back.
Hello people, my name is Nosa, N to the O to the S to the A. And guess what?
Hi there, and guess what? I'm your lovely host, Nikki Laoye. I know some people want to fight me. I'm sorry. I'm a shaggy babe for life, man. Federal Government Girls College, Shagamu.
The University of Saxophone and Entertainment, you know, and that's my journey. Believe in yourself. Nobody can believe in you if you don't believe in yourself.
Hey, what's up everyone? This is your girl, K to the S to the B. This is, I call myself Kizzo Sizzle Bizzle. But you call me Kennison Best.
Ruggedboots.
All right, welcome back. Still CelebrityPlus, Africa's finest gospel music. 3-star general DJ GOSPORELLA still in the building. You know what I'm saying. Okay. Now you want to know where I come from. I say this all the time and a lot of people want to like, where is that place in the map of Nigeria? And I like to tell them most of the time that the place is probably not in your map because that's where the world began. My place is Otuo. Otuo means in the beginning. And that is in Onwan local government area of Edo State. I'm an Edoite, very proud son of Otuo. All right, I'm the son of a king and a queen. My father, His Royal Highness Oba Igbaoma Idehai, the Ovie of Otuo. And my mother, Her Royal Highness Queen Ihialose Ogbeta Igbaoma. Now, I picked my names from them. DJ GOSPORELLA is a name I was baptized with by God Himself when He called me out of the nightclubs to the light clubs. Okay, DJ GOSPORELLA, you don't know who I am? I am the habiter of good news. GOSPORELLA simply means gospel real out. It's an acronym put together by God Himself. Originally, my name was DJ Alfred Campbell. You know, when I was being called from the nightclubs into the light clubs, God has to change my name like He did for Jacob. Know what I'm saying? So that it has to flow. So when I say DJ GOSPORELLA, you already know this guy is into gospel music and entertainment. All right, that's that. Now, I am not one of those people that will tell you I started in my mother's womb. Why? Because I do not believe you can start anything in your mother's womb because you are not Jonah in the belly of the fish. It was only Jonah that was recorded in the Bible to have spoken inside of anything aside from when the person was alive. So I'm going to tell you that I was already walking and talking when I started my DJing business. But then it started from my father's house. You know, we are, privileged as a royal family. And my eldest brother, the prince, in a family you have the prince and then the princess. The prince is the guy who came first out of the bowels of His Royal Highness. He was, if things were going to go the way they would go, he would have become king. But they didn't allow him, though. Long story. Let me come back. So he had this changer. I know most of you don't even know what a changer is. Gramophone stuff. You roll like this. You put about 5 or 6 vinyls on top of it, and then you roll it, and then let it operate by itself like a robot. That's where I started my DJing from. Now, I'll tell you something. Back in the day, you were not allowed to touch that gramophone. That's anathema. So we had someone whose business it was to make sure that it operated. And that someone was already in secondary school, and he was the first son of the prince.
Kábíyèsí ọba gbogbo ayé, bàbá ẹ ṣé gan, bàbá ẹ ṣé gan.
My name is DJ GOSPORELLA. This is CelebrityPlus.
So, this is Celebrity Plus, and my name is OK Chooks. Believe you me, you're gonna have a fantastic time today on this episode.
I am your host for today. Now don't go anywhere, because if you do, you'll be missing a lot.
It's your girl Monique and I'm live on
Celebrity Plus, and today I will be your host.
My name is Annie, A to the N to the N to the Y. You are welcome to another episode of Celebrity Plus.
Produced by Ruggedboots.
I do not know why I picked interest in that stuff. Because from when it's brought out to when it's taken in, I am sitting down and I'm watching. And the younger prince, because you have the big the prince and then the younger the prince. Why? Because they are first. So if anything was going to happen, it will get to them before it gets to us. So the younger the prince looked at me one day, the way I was looking at him when he was operating, and said, don't try that thing when you think. Now, what was I thinking? I was actually not thinking anything. I was just learning from him what he was doing. Now, fortunate enough for me, one of these days, all the vinyls have dropped and the last track has played, and he was nowhere to be found, and people were having fun. Because I have learned from watching him do what he was doing, I did what I see him do all the time. And then all hell was let loose. Because he knew the record was going to finish at a particular time. So, but when the thing started to play again, he just came and said, who touched it? Everybody kept silent. I said, who touched it? Now, in my family, when a question is repeated a second time, somebody has to or needs to answer, because by the third time, everybody's ass is grass. Now, sorry for using that word, but what I'm trying to say is that by the third time, if nobody answered that question, all of us young princes were in trouble. So one of the guys picked up courage to say, he pointed at me. That guy was in trouble because I seniored him and I will deal with him after. So he pointed at me and he asked me, were you the one? I said, yes. I got a knock, a very heavy knock. But he said, you know, I think that's nice. Now I can even dance when people, so officially you become the DJ. That's how my business of being a DJ started. Originally, I'll tell people I'm the father of contemporary gospel music in Nigeria. Lots of people will want to argue that, but I want to ask you the question. How contemporary was Nigerian gospel music in 2004? If you can answer that question, then you know what I'm talking about. When the GOSPORELLA brand came up, actually called in the year 2000, and then we started in 2003, we were given a mission, a commission, and that was to ensure that gospel music is good enough for the children of God to play in their homes, in their cars, and at their events and parties. So we took it upon ourselves, and I think we have done a good job.
Wow. You're welcome to another episode of Celebrity Plus.
I didn't plan to be a singer. I wanted a career. My name still remains Salmos.
That song was another masterpiece. You didn't make me wonder. You can remember. If to say you don't love me.
What shall I render to Jehovah? For he has done so very much for me.
Okay, let's just say that I learned by watching people play.
Me. So welcome back. Yes.
For he has done so very much for me. From us, produced by Ruggedboots.
So, what were the challenges we faced back in the day? Finances, yes, when we were DJing in the secular world. We didn't have money to buy our own equipment, so you find out that you needed to go, to other people who have. People like one person I refer to as my mentor, Grandmaster Lee. I go to his studio at Olowo Jeje Street in Ajegule back in the day to watch him play. Okay, let's just say that I learned by watching people play. You don't have to tell me anything. Once I set my mind to it, I just, watch you. So I watched Grandmaster Lee play. He's one of the best, yes? Yes, one of the best, if I have to say so myself, yes? I learned from the best. So I am the best, if you know what I'm saying. Oh yes, I have a big head. I agree with it. I'm a 3-star general after all. What do you think? Okay, so I'll go there and I'll learn by watching him play, and I learned a whole lot of stuff from him, the tricks of DJing and all that. I learned from him, and he helped me in so many ways. Everybody that wants to be anybody in whatever profession must have a mentor. Okay, you don't only need a mentor to teach you, you need a mentor to help you. That's why I always say to people that talent is not enough. Yeah, talent without character will lead you nowhere. You must have character. You must subject yourself to mentoring so that when you are facing hard times, there'll be somebody there to help you out, okay? So that's one way we're able to overcome that. When we have events, we'll go and borrow stuff, and then we played on the streets. We did a whole lot of stuff, and God decided to now call me into the reason why he created me. I was earning a whole lot of money back in the day at Atlantic Bar. That was my last club before I became DJ GOSPORELLA, okay? And I've gotten born again. My mind was regenerated, and DJing for me as at that time was paying my bills, yeah? But I didn't know that there was a purpose for everything that was going on, yes? And so when it was the fullness of time, God said to me on a Saturday morning after I had finished my Friday night, can you imagine? God came into the nightclub to call me. What I normally would do was when I finished playing in the morning, I had a corner where I meet with God every morning before I go home. And it was at that corner, atop Atlantic Bar, that God said while I was praying, I've trained you long enough for the reason why I created you. I will need you to go and do the same thing in my house. I said, it's all right. Is that the voice or another voice? Because as at that time, gospel music DJ, even up till now, after 16 years, some people have still not gotten it. That is a need in the kingdom, because our children are in the nightclubs. Our children are on the streets listening to music, and we know what the Bible says about faith cometh by hearing, and hearing the word of God. Now, when your children are on the streets and they go to the nightclubs to listen to all sorts of stuff, garbage in, garbage out. Okay, so you need to understand that there's a need for gospel music DJing, there's a need for gospel entertainment as a whole, because in order to catch the youth for the future, you need to do what needs to be done. And that is why at your parties, especially your weddings, which is the beginning of a new thing, God dwelleth in the praises of his people. What you play matters. At that first birthday of your child, what you play matters. I say this all the time, not because so you can call DJ GOSPORELLA, so you can pay him money and all that. I'm well taken care of. I don't work for me, I work for God, and he takes care of me. That's what I need you to know. And for those of you who wants to be like me, come into gospel music DJing. It's a ministry. Yeah, it's not something that you sleep and you wake up and say, something that your senses lead you to. Like, okay, DJ GOSPORELLA is there. I mean, he's doing well. So if he can be doing well, if I enter, the church will call me. Guy, the church will not call you. Up till now, they are still not calling us because they don't understand it. So if I was waiting on the church, I will be hungry. But I wait on God. I'm focused on he who called me. So it's a ministry. It's not a job. Okay? So you must come into it prepared to go through the meal. There is a process. It doesn't just ask pastors, the big ones. When they tell you their story, you'll be afraid to go and open one shop and put a pulpit there to start. It's the same thing here. Theirs is even better. They take tithes and offerings. We don't. You get what I'm saying? So the ministry of gospel music DJing, it's a ministry of those whom I call barefoot prophets. They only hear go, they don't hear come. If you cannot be like that, don't bother to come in here. But if you can, when you hear the call and come into gospel music DJing, I tell you, it's the best thing to happen to your life. Look at me, 3-star general, known all over the world. I mean, how good can it be? All the things I have received now, I didn't get them when I was in the secular. I can boast about that. All right, every good thing comes a beautiful ending. I do hope that you have picked one or two things from my presentation and all the things that I've spoken about here today. And in case you forgot, let me cap up. It is good for you to know that talent is not enough. You must imbibe your talent with character. Good character is being humble. When you are humble, it opens you up to kings who now help you into your own palace.